Hello everyone, welcome back to Isadora. Really good to have you back. Hope you're all having a good week. So, today I think I'm doing the videos a bit more frequently now that I don't necessarily have to look for locations. I can just sit up when I wake up and just do my videos. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about money, and I know that it's a bit of a sensitive topic because I'm going to be contradicting a lot of beliefs today that money is everything. And for a lot of people, money is everything. I disagree. And I'm not just saying it's not. I wanted us to go through it together. Um, so let's get to it. So I do have an example. So let's say this is money. I even drew the dollar sign on it. Can you see it? Now I tend to use dollars because it's quite universal. So bear with me. Anyway, so this is money and I drew the dollar sign on it if you can see it. So this is money. It's paper. It's currency. You can exchange it for stuff. But at the end of the day, let's say this is like $100 for instance. So it's paper. Once you exchange it for whatever it is, that's pretty much the end of it, right? Okay, so 1 second. So this anyway, okay, don't worry, it's not real. So it's not real, but imagine it's real. Imagine it's like real gold, and look at it's a lot of it, right? Would you exchange this for this? Probably not. I wouldn't. So I don't know about you, so but probably not. um but for every time you think money is everything, what you're doing is exchanging this for this. Okay, so let's break it down. So this is you, and this is money, right? Okay, so to get into details, this is energy, and so is this. Don't forget, this is you, right? So this is also energy, and this is energy. Now, for those that don't understand what energy is, it's the best way to explain it. Okay, for instance, like, have you ever been around somebody and they just give you the creeps? Like, you just get like bad vibes from them, or good vibes or something. You meet some people, they have like really good vibes, and even after you go home you still remember them, and you're like, oh my god, being around that person was so amazing, blah blah blah. But some people, you're just around them and you just kind of get like bad vibes from them. Or places. So a place can have energy. People have energy. It's like on the streets, it's called vibes, if that makes any sense. So anyway, so yes, so this is an energy source, which is you, and this is also energy. However, let's say in percentage, this is like 20% of energy. This is 100% of energy, because you're a whole human being, and you can actually create this, if that makes sense, right? Right. So, like I said, for every time you think money is everything, what you're doing is trading this for this. Now, so let's break it down. This is you, right? Now, it's everybody. Everybody. We all have this. Now, for some people, it may just be just this bit. Do you understand? For some people, it may be as little as this. For some people, they actually have this. Thing is, for you to get this, it's going to take a while. Well, not a while per se. What I'm trying to say is, for you to be able to have this, it requires, you have to do the work for it. Not necessarily going out to work, but you have to refine yourself. You have to go through situations and things that can help you manifest this in your life, if I'm making sense. Like, okay, so how is gold purified? You have to put it through, it's purified through fire or something, or like very very at very high temperature for you to have pure gold. So as a human being, for you to be able to manifest what you have, which is this, do you understand? You have to go through certain situations that when you do, because this won't just fall on your laps. It won't. No, because you won't appreciate it. That's the difference. You will never appreciate it. Do you understand? If this falls on your lap, you'll probably just fling it away because you won't even know what to do with it. Do you understand? So this requires refinement. This requires life situations. This requires all sorts that you literally have to walk through, come out on the other side for you to have your pure gold, the same way gold is refined. So you would have had to go through situations, you'd have had to go through certain sort of refinements. You understand? Go through things in life. Do you understand? That has made you wiser, that has made you stronger for you to be able to manifest this. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I think that's the best way I can put it. Now, this you can actually acquire by just working for somebody, or somebody can give you this. However, once you exchange this, because everything in life is about exchange, right? Everything is exchange. So once you exchange money for goods, this is gone. However, if you're able to get this, it's, imagine this is like a real, imagine how much of this you will get through this. You may not in your lifetime be able to spend all this. Do you understand? You may have to, it may be something you would leave for your children. Your children may not be able to finish spending it. It may be something they will leave to their children. So this cannot be compared to this. However, we do it all the time. Every time we say money is everything, every time we succumb to this, we're trading this. So let me break it down, right? So this is such small energy. Remember, like I said before, this is like 20% energy and this is like 100%. Now, what happens with this currency is that it never, because this, like I said, takes a while to manifest in your life. So it's not something that comes overnight. No, it's something that you have to go through certain life situations and before you're able to actually manifest this in your life. So because this knows that, and this knows that you probably don't realize you have all this. So what this will do is call your bluff. Am I making sense? So let me keep explaining. So this is like a really pretty lady. I want you to look at it in that, like, for men, okay, for maybe for women it's like a really handsome man or whatever. Do you understand? So this will constantly, okay, see, there's a saying that says whatever it is we run after in life, whatever it is we chase in life runs away, right? A lot of people keep running after this. So people carry this, but they run after this. So they keep running after it. And this being spoiled and bratty and everybody wants it. So imagine like you're a woman and everyone wants you, or you're a man and every woman wants you. You get a bit cocky, right? So this is very cocky, right? So this is really cocky. So what this does is it says to this, well, if you want me, you have to do this underhanded stuff because you're running after it to get it. So this, for as long as it realizes that you're running after it, will constantly ask you to compromise or do underhanded stuff. And every time you do that, what happens is that gradually it starts to reduce. So it tells you, if you want me, go and bring this, something very underhanded, and then you give in and you lose this. If you, then it runs away again. If you want me, go and bring, it gets as bad as maybe your family members. Go and bring your family members, and then you cave and you drop it and it comes to you. What it does is just, it comes to you in bits. So it gives you this, it gives you just a little bit of it. So you have this now. Forgetting is just currency, and once you exchange it, it's going to go down. Do you understand? So you spend that, then you run again, and it says to you, well, if you want me, go and bring this. Then you succumb and you lose more of this. So can you see, from all that, you only have this left. If you want me, go and bring something crazy that you probably eventually, something crazy that you don't even know how to drop, but it would constantly ask you to compromise. That's the difference, because this realizes that you don't know you have this. it realizes you don't know your value. So it will constantly ask you to compromise and drop your value every time you chase this. Now, what people don't understand is this is so much more lower than this. But because this takes a whole lot of pressure, this doesn't necessarily. So, because this takes a whole lot of pressure to manifest, people would rather run after this. And this is energy, it flows in and out. So what it does is the moment it realizes that you don't even know your worth, you don't know what you carry, it would constantly ask you to drop it till you end up dropping everything. And it's still going to go away because it's not supposed to stay. It's not permanent. It's not what you carry. This belongs to everybody. So once you exchange it, you've given it over to the next person to keep carrying it. And then that person gives it to the next person. This does not belong to anybody. This is what belongs to you. But you trade this in pursuit of this, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's look at it from another angle. I have all my gold here. Anyway, so let's say, for instance, you do know your worth and you do know your value and you realize that maybe you do carry something. Okay, and you would rather wait for it to manifest, right? So let's say, I hope I'm making sense because there's a bit of acting. Anyway, I hope I'm making sense anyway. So, all right. So you have this and you do know your worth and you know you carry this. So you're not pursuing this. Don't get me wrong. You will work, you will earn money, but you're not going to compromise, which means you don't work for this. This works for you. Now, this does not like that. Don't forget, it's a spoiled brat. And it's used to being highly sought after. So once you do that, this is not going to agree with you. This does not like that. It doesn't want that. It wants you to respect him, to give all your value. Because you see, this is constantly looking to take this away from you. You have to understand that. This is constantly looking to take this away from you. Now, this is of great value. But it takes time. It doesn't come overnight and it doesn't manifest overnight. So, but it's of great value. But a lot of people don't realize that people would rather run after this that you can just exchange for shoes, bags, and whatever it is, and that's the end of it. And once you exchange it, this doesn't belong to you. This is what is yours. And you see, this, you will get millions and millions and millions and millions of this from this. But people don't have the patience, and this realizes that a lot of people don't know that. So when you do know your worth, this is not going to agree with you. So what this is going to do is use a strategy, and that strategy is mockery. Seriously. So this is going to try to mock you, because obviously this, like I said, it doesn't fall on your laps, it doesn't come overnight, so it's still very much hidden, if that makes sense. So it's hidden, nobody can see it. So let's just say, let's turn it around. So it's like this, it's there, but it's hidden. So this comes and it calls your bluff, and it says to you, well, you don't have anything, you don't have the latest cars, you don't have the latest bags and shoes and whatnot and whatnot and whatnot, just to make you feel bad and come after him. Because this wants what you're carrying, it wants what is in your hand, and it's not sure, he wants to know if you actually realize that you're carrying something. A lot of people don't, and that's when they compromise for this and they lose all this. So this is there, so it comes and it bluffs you. Oh, well, you don't have the latest shoes, you're not good enough, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, and you're like, yeah, whatever. Do you understand? What happens when you do that is this does not really have much of a choice. It would still have to give you just a bit, should in case you're working or you're running a business. You might not earn a lot, but you will earn something. So it gives you this, just a little bit of it. But then it constantly mocks you. Look at all your mates. All your mates have this in 100-fold. All your mates have shoes and bags and trips and and you're like, yeah, whatever. I know what I carry. It's 10 times what you're offering me. This doesn't like that. So what this does, if you still don't agree, is look for a bigger strategy. So it calls on to other people, friends, family. And they all come and they tell you, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but you don't have this. Oh, I just bought this. I just got this. I just got that. And I just got that, to make you compromise. And what you're compromising is this for this, if that makes sense. So anyway, so it calls on to other people, and everybody comes. You don't have this, and you don't have this. Oh, we just got this. Oh, we just got that. Oh, we just. If you don't cave, this has no choice but to bow to you, to work for you. And how does that happen? This manifests, which is thousands and millions and millions and millions of this. I don't know if I'm making a lot of sense. It's the best way I can explain it, but I really do hope I'm making sense. So, if you don't compromise, this has to bow to you. There can't be two captains in a ship. You either worship money, or you either worship money, or your money worships you. Which one do you want? Like I said, it takes a while. It won't come overnight. This you will get really nearly everywhere. Why do you think? Okay, let me explain something. Why do you think, like, let's say like a very rich man or a very rich woman? Okay, or let's just say let's say a very rich woman or a very rich man or whatever. And there's a young lady, do you understand? Okay, so this extremely rich man, right? Or rich, whatever. Don't forget, so many people want this. So when people realize that somebody has lots of this, a lot of people will want it. So imagine a rich man, obviously. So many women will want him, right? Now imagine this rich man sleeps with the woman once, and then gives her, so this is dollars, let's just say maybe like $100,000. Do you think that if he so easily gives out $100,000 to so many women, he would have it? He would have that same amount of money. He would still be that wealthy man. Do you reckon that if he keeps giving out $100,000? So that's the thought, right? Another thought is, do you think that like there's so many girls? So what is it about you that's made him give you 100,000 of this, when that same 100,000 he can have 20 of the most beautiful women on earth? Yeah, $5,000 is just a night, right? I'm just saying. So anyway, so he can have 20 of the most beautiful women on earth, but he gives all that money to you. What you don't realize is there's an exchange, because the same man will give another woman more beautiful, more amazing, $5,000, but gives you $100,000. Why do you think that is? Do you think your shit is laced with gold? Just saying. Do you think that is so amazing that he can't do without it, just have to empty out his account for you? No, of course not. You've done an exchange. He has taken something worth $1 million from you, is why he can give you $100,000. You've exchanged something. So hopefully you haven't exchanged this, and you just have this left. So if you're lucky, you won't meet another person that would give you maybe, okay, because it's reduced now, so obviously your worth now would be about, let's say, $10,000, and take the rest from you. You've done an exchange. Because think about it. But you see, people get so excited. Oh my God, he gave me 10 billion. Oh my God. Why do you think that is? Because what he has taken from you, or what she has taken from you, if it's 10 billion, it's 100 billion. That's why they can afford to give you that money. Because the truth is, if this person is dashing out all that money, they won't be that wealthy person anymore. But You have exchanged something bigger, something deeper. You have exchanged 100 million for $100,000 without realizing it. That's what happens. It's an energy exchange. For every time you compromise for this, you've exchanged this, which is bigger, which is deeper, which is wealth, for currency, paper. The same paper you would exchange it for a shoe or a bag, but this you can't even spend in your lifetime. Your children probably can't spend it in their lifetime if you're patient enough to manifest this. Like I said, real gold, to purify gold, it has to be put through very, very high temperature, fire or something. You have to walk through that. You have to go through certain situations because it will not fall on your lap. We all have this. Sometimes it's as little as this. Sometimes it's all this. But we all have something. But every day, this makes us trade this because we're in pursuit of this. But if we're patient enough to walk through that and manifest this does not have a choice but to worship us, but to bow to us. You've not seen people that they don't work for money anymore. Their money starts to work for them. They don't even know how much is coming in because every day millions and millions is coming in. Why? Because they were patient enough to manifest this. So now the money works for them, not the other way around. The money pursues them. People call them up. Haven't you seen people? And people will just call them up because, okay, for instance, okay, there's a blogger, right? A lot of people, now this blogger they paid their dues. They've gone through the highs and lows of it. They've gone through everything. Now on that blog, people call and pay to advertise. So now I have a blog, and do you understand? And people are calling and paying to advertise and this, that, because they've passed through refinement. Now they are tested and trusted. So now the money has started to pursue them and not the other way around. Imagine if the same blogger had gone out and was pursuing just this. I have a story, but this person has paid me and said, keep your mouth shut. Then I compromise and take it. Do you understand? And I don't tell the story. And another person tells it. But that person, while they're telling the story, people are threatening them, people are screaming at them, people hate them. But they go through it. They go through that refinement. They go through the everything. And then by the end of the day, the same people that insulted them and shouted at them now knows that once you read a story on their blog, it is tested and trusted. Do you understand? It is trusted story. This person will post anything regardless of what you say to them, regardless of what you do to them, regardless of how much you threaten them. But this person will compromise and lose this. So their blog, when people see stories, probably been paid off. The same people that paid you off will say that to you. Oh, they probably paid them off. Oh, it's probably not the true story. Because you were not patient enough to go through the refinement to manifest this and let this start working for you. Anyway, money is not wealth. Money is just money. It's currency. But to manifest wealth, to have money work for you, you have to stand your ground and not pursue this, because this is designed to pursue you. It just won't happen overnight. You will go through lack. You will go through, maybe not lack, but what I'm saying is not abundance. It doesn't work like that. Do you understand? You will go through stuff, and you will go through stuff. You have to, because to manifest this, to manifest gold, you have to be refined. You have to go through the refinement to be able to get it. That's what happens. But people are never patient enough to bring this to pass. They run after this that can be exchanged, and then they compromise this for this. Anyway, I don't know how you feel about that topic, but I thought to share it, and I hope I've been able to make sense. Have a beautiful week. I love you all. Namaste. Peace. Mwah.